On our debate number 1 tonight, Aman Sinha, lawyer and BJP leader, R.K. Anand, leading advocate, and he's representing, if I'm not mistaken, V.K. Singh and his legal interests. Maruf Raza, strategic affairs analyst.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Surjewala of the Congress Party, Pawan Verma of the JDU, and KC Singh. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Now, I don't understand where one should begin here, but let's go straight to Aman Verma of the BJP, because you represent the government point of view, I presume. Who is right, Aman Verma? Is the ministry right or is V.K. Singh right? Is V.K. Singh right, the Minister of External Affairs right, or the Cabinet Minister for Defence right? Is V.K. Singh right, or is V.K. Singh right, or is General Suhag right? And why is there such absolute confusion today within your government? I mean, you cannot have a situation where a minister has one point of view and the government has another point of view. It is the established principle, Aman, that if the minister does not agree with his government, the minister must go. Why is an exception being made for V.K. Singh?
Arnab, the audio was slightly weak, but if I could gather your question correctly, the government stand has been clearly spelled out by Raksha Mantri. He has said that the appointment of Lt Gen Suhag as Army Chief is final, and we will stand by it absolutely. And I think he's also gone to mention that these things should be kept beyond realm of politics and politicking, not only by the government, by all of us. And therefore, I think there is no ambiguity, no embarrassment to the government. In fact, if at all, Arnab, you should
no, 1 minute. Just a minute, Aman.
Maturity,
Aman.
The political maturity, the conviction and the courage shown by Raksha Mantri and the NDA government
1 second.
in rising above these political lines.
We are not talking about Mr. Jaitley out here. No, 1 second. Let's be clear on one thing, that what Arun Jaitley is doing is making a very sincere attempt at firefighting. So Arun Jaitley says on the floor of the Rajya Sabha that appointments must not be politicized. What I want to know is whether Mr. Jaitley, whether the government agrees with the details of the affidavit that were filed before the Supreme Court, because they make some very serious criticism. They point out to some very, very serious charges against V.K. Singh, because in the affidavit, short of saying that V.K. Singh was prejudiced, short of saying that V.K. Singh was biased, it says without any basis, without any material on record, V.K. Singh went on to begin an inquiry against a person he did not like, evidently called Suhag. So in other words, the minister was being vindictive. Randeep Surjewala raises his hand out there. Mr. Surjewala, your response to the BJP.
No,
1 second. This is an open debate, Mr. Surjewala. No, we will first of all. You hear the other side. You hear the other side. No, you hear the other side.
Very, very simple. I know Aman doesn't want to hear. Bharatiya Janata Party's government and NDA government needs to answer.
Go ahead. I wanted to answer a question which was posed by Arnab to me.
And that question was raised by you, Arnab, right in the beginning of your debate. And the question is, here is a minister in shape of Shri V.K. Singh who raises completely contentious, at times allegations arising out of personal vendetta against an appointed army chief. He says that the affidavit filed by his government is incorrect. Is the affidavit incorrect? Has the government committed contempt of court? And if the affidavit is correct, does it not mean that the journal, who is now a senior minister in the cabinet, is acting out of an agenda and vendetta which militates against the very concept of collective responsibility of the cabinet, and he is actually contradicting his own government? He is not in tune with his own government. Can such a minister who contradicts his own government, questions his defense minister, questions an affidavit filed by Defence Ministry in the Supreme Court, continue to stay as a member of the cabinet, more so when Prime Minister in his debate in Parliament and reply to the President's address refuses to reply, in fact skips the issue altogether. The official spokesperson of the cabinet does not choose to reply. On the contrary, Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, BJP leader, proceeds to support General V.K. Singh. So we are at crossroads. BJP's Mr. Swamy says one thing, Mr. V.K. Singh as minister says one thing. while the entire cabinet, including defense minister, says something totally different thing.
And
what
why
is the correct thing, Mr. Verma?
No. What is happening now, Mr. Sinha? Just a minute. Let's get everyone in. What is happening now is that the government is trying to.
No, but if I can just respond to what Mr.
Mr. Sinha, let's get everyone in.
Just a short point.
No, we'll get the short point later. The point is this: that what the government is now trying to do is cover up. R.K. Anand will admit what the government is now trying to do is that it's trying to cover up. I cannot believe, Mr. R.K. Anand, that you have a sitting minister, that also a minister who has 3 portfolios. He has Northeastern Region Independent Charge, then he has External Affairs, and he has Overseas Indian Affairs. A man with 3 portfolios, who's been a former army chief, indirectly calls the next army chief who's going to take over a criminal. I mean, he says in his tweet, he says if a unit kills innocents, does dacoity, and then the head of the organization tries to protect them, should he not be blamed? Criminals should go free. Is this the language that a minister uses against a person who in a few days is going to be the chief of army staff? That also a sitting minister, Mr. Anand. What's going on?
And are you denigrating the whole institution of the Indian Army?
Do I have the permission to respond?
Yes, please do. Please
Mr.
do.
Arnab, can I speak?
Yes, yeah, please do, Mr.
First of all, I must clarify that I am not defending General V.K. Singh. I am defending Ravi Dastane, the Corps Commander, who has filed a petition in the Supreme Court against the decision of the Congress government by which Gen Suhag is being appointed as Chief of the Army Staff. Perhaps in this country, you don't need an honest officer. You are not aware that what happened in Jorhat. When Gen Suhag was a Corps Commander in the Eastern Command, General Vikram Singh, who is the present Chief of the Army Staff, was the Army Commander therein. At that point of time, the intelligence gathering is under the purview of Corps Commander General Suhag. It is not the job of the Corps Commander to conduct the raid in the house of individuals. They gathered an intelligence by which they allege that 3 Ulfa leaders are coming in the house of one gentleman who was MES contractor. After gathering the intelligence, instead of conducting the raid by somebody else, other unit, the intelligence unit conducted the raid in the night.
Mr. Anand, that is none of the business. No, this is, the matter is settled.
To me.
You are, no, what you are trying to do is that you are trying to reopen the case.
You can't. I don't think that you can. I'm sorry. If you want to make allegations against somebody, you must hear it.
No, Mr. Anand, I'm making, no, Mr. Anand, just a minute, please, just hear me once. I'm not making an allegation. What I'm saying tonight, what I'm saying tonight, Mr. Anand, is that you can go back and ask, you know what VK Singh's entire position has been? Let the army manage its own affairs.
I am saying that the notice...
VK Singh's entire argument, Mr. Anand, has been that let the army manage its own affairs. So the army managed its own affairs. Right? Because the Chief of Army Staff...
The army did not manage it, I am saying this.
No, there has been an inquiry. There has been an inquiry. There has been a detailed reply by Suhag. Suhag got a show cause notice.
I am very sorry that there was no inquiry.
Well, I am telling you that...
I am very sorry to say the High Court passed an order that court-martial should be conducted. Tell me where the court-martial conducted in this case.
No, 1 second. Mr. Anand,
sorry to say.
Mr. Anand, firstly, what you are saying has no bearing to the issue I am raising. The issue I am raising is extremely simple.
I am very sorry.
The issue I am... No, 1 minute. Sir, just a minute. The issue I am raising is very simple. The issue I am raising is very simple. The BJP has repeatedly said that army appointments must not be politicized. But that is exactly, and Pawan Verma can come in and Maruf can come in.
The affidavit filed in the Supreme Court, I am saying the affidavit filed in the Supreme Court is identical what they filed before the Armed Forces Tribunal. What is dispute about it? I don't understand in this.
Sir, don't argue technically. Argue on a point of reason. The BJP has repeatedly said... So if you listen... So Mr. Anand, now just listen to me. If you don't, now what will happen is, Mr. Anand, you just listen to me, then you'll understand where there might be an implicit flaw. You see, I'm not saying, Mr. Anand, that you're motivated in having the flaw. I am not saying that you are biased. I am not saying I am not saying that you are blindfolded and prejudiced towards your client. Am I saying all that? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the BJP has repeatedly said that army appointments must not be politicized, but that is precisely what VK Singh has done. Now the BJP needs to pull him up.
Who made the appointment?
The BJP needs to pull him up. He is a serving minister in the government. He is politicizing army appointments. He is calling the next army chief names. I have never seen a situation in this country. I think we would have never seen a situation. Pawan Verma, do you remember a situation in this country where a serving minister is calling the man who in a few days is going to be the chief of army staff names in tweets? And we are talking about internal discipline in this government.
Arnab, I think it's a very unprecedented situation. Let me say, please allow other panelists to speak, sir. Let me say that first of all, I fully support the statement of Mr. Arun Jaitley where he says that the institution of the army should be kept out of the attempt to politicize it. Too much damage has already been done. We need to put a stop to it. Whatever the allegations against General Suhag, there is a closure on it once the government has appointed him as the Chief of Army Staff of one of the world's largest territorial armies. This being said, I think the very purpose that Mr. Jaitley sought to be achieved has been diluted fairly visibly and transparently by two developments. One is that 2 days ago, the government submits an affidavit on oath to the Supreme Court, accusing General VK Singh of having acted in complete utter disregard of the legal principles of a court of inquiry and natural justice, in short almost saying that he acted illegally. Secondly, and I think this is carrying personal acrimony too far, General VK Singh tweets about a decision of his own government that the person being appointed protects criminals and dacoits.
Yes.
Now, I think it goes, as said earlier, against the collective spirit of the cabinet. I think it's a twofold case, Arnab. One is not effective coordination, because otherwise no government will submit an affidavit damning someone it has just sworn into its own cabinet. And secondly, I think General VK Singh, he is a minister for the first time, must realize the principles of collective cabinet. He is a distinguished general. But there is a manner in which you proceed, and you cannot cross a certain boundary, especially in this position, in order to pursue personal acrimony. Your defense minister says, keep the institution of the army out of politics.
That means and
we should follow that principle.
But you see, this is the most ridiculous part of VK Singh's position, and to some extent, KC and Maruf, I'm coming to you. People can be forgiving towards VK Singh, saying, he doesn't know how government works. He doesn't know, he doesn't know how the, anything works beyond the army. Now, it is VK Singh's allegation, KC, that the affidavit filed by the NDA government, his government, is the same as the one filed by the UPA government before the Supreme Court. I mean, that's what he tweeted yesterday. Even if that is the case, KC, the NDA government, which has filed a sworn affidavit before the Supreme Court, and that's the point R.K. Anand is not understanding. The NDA government has filed a sworn agreement affidavit before the Supreme Court, is in agreement with the UPA about the claims made against VK Singh. Given the seriousness of the claims made against Singh in the affidavit, why was he promoted to the rank of a minister when today his own government is saying that his actions were motivated when he was army chief? In other words, the man was not objective, he was not fair, and he was motivated and biased and prejudiced when he was army chief. Can the same man today be a minister, A, and B, question the affidavit which makes some really grave allegations against him?
Okay, Arnab, 3 points. One is, I was one of the earliest people who took exception to General Singh taking the government to the Supreme Court. So General VK Singh has been creating a controversy, first over his date of birth, then he started the whole corruption thing, then he retired, and then he started semi-politics, real politics, and finally full-time politics. Now the question is, BJP took him on board knowing fully well what they were getting into. And that is what leads to the contradiction, the paradox at the heart of the whole problem, which Arun Jaitley has tried to fudge. The paradox is that if General Suhag is fit to be made the army chief, NDA thought so, UPA thought so, and NDA thinks so, then the affidavit is in line with that, and his own ministry is given it. And therefore, that indicts General VK Singh. General VK Singh has compounded the problem by tweeting a libelous tweet in which he has gone after General Suhag indirectly and the army generally. Therefore, what has happened is, the paradox is existing as it is. He would have had to go anyway after the affidavit. But now, having tweeted, he's made it worse. So who is, when Mr. Jaitley says opposition should not say anything to General VK Singh because he will then retaliate. Pray Mr. Jaitley, opposition didn't start this. Your own ministry did. It is General VK Singh reacting to an affidavit, stating the truth of how he went after one officer.
They can't
Therefore, please don't dodge it.
No, there can't be. You see.
Please reconcile the irreconcilable.
No, and
reconcile the irreconcilable.
No, and KC, if the government is going to be a firm government, then it must be also firm with its own people. Now, VK Singh in his tweet, and Maruf, I know that you have sympathies for him and you have backed him in the past, but tonight, perhaps you will have to concede that the man is totally wrong. In his tweet, he has accused Suhag, who is going to be the next chief, of trying to protect criminals with regards to an alleged case of dacoity on the part of members of a unit that Suhag was in control of in December 2011. Now, why has the government not categorically condemned the remarks of its own central minister when A, the Armed Forces Tribunal punished those responsible for the incident, and that did not include General Suhag? General Suhag was not punished. R.K. Anand may on Newshour try and say that General Suhag was responsible. But what R.K. Anand does not recognize, and I'm quite shocked that he does not recognize the fact that Suhag was not punished by those who were meant to punish him. In other words, he was deemed to be innocent. Maruf.
Arnab, couple of points. First is, you said that I stood up for General VK Singh, and I did. I stood up for him very strongly all through when his date of birth controversy was there. And there are many people in higher positions of government in the last government who admitted to me unofficially that you couldn't fault the man on paper as far as date of birth controversy went, but there were powers that were playing and there were politics that was involved. In this case, let me state the facts which has not come out in the debate as yet. The first thing is, this whole raid which is being made, a lot of noise about in Jorhat, led to essentially a code of inquiry which finally dismissed the person who was responsible for the illegal and irregular act, a chap called Havaldar Thapa, and the other two who were intelligence officials who were part of it. One of them was a captain, a lady captain, don't want to give a name. They were all severely reprimanded. Now, the point to understand is that corps commanders don't, I know the name, sir. The corps commanders don't physically monitor every raid that happens. There is a chain of command in the army. By that yardstick, even the army commander then should have been responsible, and the chief should have taken responsibility also. So the fact of the matter is, to blame the code of inquiry and to say that the corps commander should be punished for it, I think is ridiculous, and therefore I don't agree with General VK on that. The second point is, there was a letter written by a major from an intelligence unit alleging certain irregularities against his CO. That was at a different date, and that is the issue that which VK Singh is referring to as criminals, and this did not happen under General Suhag's watch. So please understand, there are two separate issues. They are being interlinked. To blame a man who is now a chief designate and is a salt of the earth, straightforward infantry soldier.
It's pure defamation.
The third point, which must be
pure.
The third point, which must be
R.K. Anand,
yes,
this is
pure. The third point, which is very important. The third point, which is very important, that people don't become. Please let me make the last point, sir. People don't come in out of the blue to become army chief. People don't come in out of the blue to become army chief. They go up the ladder day by day, step by step. Unlike, I dare say, several cabinet ministers who come from nowhere and get positions of authority. The confusion here is that the people at the highest level haven't gone into the detail.
But R.K. Anand,
bureaucrats are saying something in the affidavit.
No, I think,
and the minister
I think R.K. Anand must now look at it from a very pragmatic point of view and understand here that if we are to go into the specifics of the case, then what is happening tonight, I dare say this, and please sir, don't take it otherwise, because you are representing a man who has filed a petition challenging General Suhag's promotion, saying I am the natural successor. Sir, this is pure defamation, nothing else. Nothing else, because Mr. R.K. Anand, the NDA government...
What is the defamation? I am not able to understand.
Sir, I'll tell you why.
Why did he not go into the question of a court-martial against the individuals?
Sir, I'm going into specifics.
That's what General Singh has said.
Sir, you want to go to specifics? I'll go into specifics. Should we debate specifics?
Going into specifics, you can't answer this question.
Well, I'll ask you one question and you answer it. No, one second. I have one question to ask you. No, repeatedly. No, 1 second, Maruf, please, 1 minute. Repeatedly on the program. 1 minute. Repeatedly on the program, R.K. Anand says you don't know the specifics. I have great respect for you, Mr. Anand, but please don't say that. Because if we are to debate on specifics, I'll ask you one question and you won't have an answer.
I'm very sorry that I'm not defending General Singh.
No, you are not defending General Singh. Indirectly you are. I'm saying that you are representing Ravi Dastane. I know that.
General Dastane.
I know that, but I'll ask you.
I'm defending why? Because it's coming in my way.
So I'll ask you one question.
A general who has never been a...
Sir,
can you listen to me?
Sir, I'll ask you one question.
A general who's not even a staff college.
Sir, come on, sir. Please don't get personal now. Please don't get personal. There is nothing which says there is show me a piece of paper tonight.
I'm getting personal.
Sir, show me a piece of... No, 1 minute. Show me a piece of paper tonight. Show me a piece of paper tonight in which it is said that General Suhag is not qualified to be the Chief of Army Staff. That's a very serious allegation you make. You must take it back right now.
Yes.
You cannot say that. You cannot say that.
I am saying that why? Because in ACR, will you please listen to me?
Sir, I am telling you, you are on dodgy ground now. You must take back what you said now. What you are saying tonight, no, what you are saying is not acceptable.
What putting the entire army officers' lot into disrepute.
Precisely.
Arnab, may I say that it will not be desirable to discuss all these personal issues with regard to appointment of Army Chief before media and this public platform.
Sir, please don't take that tactic to avoid the debate. No, don't take that tactic to avoid the debate. I'm not going to...
No, I'm not at all taking a tactic to avoid the debate. I'm prepared to answer each and every question. I'm only saying that these personal issues with regard to... This was a personal dispute between Mr. V.K. Singh and, other...
So why is V.K. Singh talking about it when he's a minister? Why is he misusing his ministerial position and clout to talk about the issue? Pawan Verma, can the BJP be allowed to get away by saying it's a personal issue?
Only in response to the attacks
no, it's not a personal issue. It is in the public domain. Pawan Verma responded.
Only in response to the attacks made by the Congress party. He was compelled to say all this.
No, nothing compelled. The appointment of General Suhag was not finalized and was in the realm of consideration. Under the principles of natural justice, if those concerned were engaged with facts about his appointment, one can understand it. But once a government appoints an army chief, there's a closure. Then to have that decision unraveled in rather unseemly language by a minister of the same government is fairly very unusual.
I don't know, you are harping on it again. The government stand is clear. Raksha Mantri has clarified on floor of the House that this is final and we stand by it.
I have supported Mr. Jaitley's stand. Mr. Jaitley's stand I have supported.
That is what I am saying. We should all be commending the political maturity, the conviction and courage shown by the government.
No, 1 second.
Why are you being critical of it?
We should all be
commending the government stand.
No, don't praise your government. Don't praise your government so much. No, Aman Sinha,
stand is wrong.
Aman Sinha, don't...
All that we are asking is why is General V.K. Singh being immature?
I was only responding to what Mr. Verma was saying.
Why is he violating the principle of collective responsibility of the cabinet? Who is wrong? Why is he questioning his own
Mr. V.K. Singh is not a part of the cabinet.
Why is he questioning
Is he a minister holding three portfolios?
that has no bearing on the decision of the government.
Already
the government
made.
stand is clear.
Why is he questioning the majesty of the entire process of appointment of Army Chief? These are questions that
I think Mr.
people want to know, and I think Mr. Arnab Goswami raised it right in the beginning.
No, Mr. Sinha, I take you back tonight and I take the viewers back tonight. One second. Now this is 2014. Mr. Sinha, just a minute. I like to refresh political memories sometimes. Because what happens is politicians have long memories when it suits them, and they have acute amnesia when it suits them. Tonight, Anand Sinha, you are displaying a case of acute amnesia. Because I'd like to remind you...
Please ask your question, Arnab.
I'm just making an observation, sir. Politicians make so many observations of journalists. Allow a journalist once in a while to make an observation on you. No, one second. One minute. In October and November 2011, the nation was gripped by a big controversy over a 2G note written by Pranab Mukherjee that highlighted differences between him and Finance Minister Chidambaram. Right? The BJP, your party, went to town, and rightly so, following the joint statement by both clarifying their stand, saying it demolished the principle of collective responsibility of the cabinet. Now we are saying tonight, should that same high principle not apply to you? Anand Sinha, differences between the government and VK Singh, who is now part of the government, are out in the open. Hasn't the principle of collective responsibility been undermined and trashed? And why is VK Singh not being punished if he has undermined it?
Can I respond now?
Yes, please.
Arnab, may I respond now?
Yes, I'm waiting.
Arnab, this was the issue. This was a 3-year-old issue.
3-year-old issue, same principle. The principle will apply 300 years from now.
No, please allow me to complete, Arnab. You cannot interject like this, This was a 3-year-old issue, a service dispute between Mr. VK Singh and other officers who were, positioning themselves to be Army Chief. Now,
No, that was not about Army Chief. No, two disagreements. No, Pawan Verma and Randeep Surjewala both disagree. I was talking about the principle of collective responsibility.
In response to attacks by the Congress party, VK Singh is allowed to say something in his defense. He was being attacked on Twitter and other social media.
Sir, come on.
In his defense, he said something, but that has no bearing on the functioning of the government. The government stand is totally clear. Raksha Mantri has made the government stand entirely clear. We stand by appointment of
Pawan Verma first.
By appointment of
Counters and Pawan Verma first.
That appointment. Where is the ambiguity?
I don't believe this is a credible defense.
Personal comment.
And bias.
We should all be commending the courage and
sir,
the conviction and the political maturity.
No, you are repeating yourself. You are having.
By BJP.
Sir, you are repeating yourself.
Shown by this NDA.
Sir, you are repeating yourself. My question was not about that.
My panelists should all be commending.
Sir, Mr. Sinha, you are taking a lot of time. Let the others also come in. You are commending yourself. You are repeating yourself. You are now going to hear counters. Pawan Verma first. Mr. Surjewala, KC Singh. Pawan Verma first. In that order. Pawan Verma.
I'm afraid, Arnab, Mr. Sinha has not made a credible defense. To actually posit the argument that because the minister was under attack politically,
rather than making sweeping observations.
No, please allow another panelist to speak. Don't be so abrasive. I think it's not a credible defense because to make the point...
Please make a point.
To make the point, Arnab, this is hardly going to be a debate if a person is not open to hearing another argument. If you say that a cabinet minister, a minister in the cabinet, made an irresponsible statement because of attacks on him by others, a cabinet minister must show the necessary restraint, especially if it goes against the collective decision of the cabinet. No, I mean minister in the cabinet. Come on, don't quibble on words. He's part of the government. Now, Mr. Jaitley took a stand.
You're saying he's a cabinet minister. He's not a cabinet minister. I'm stating a correct fact. What is the question about quibbling?
Sir, Arnab,
let him complete. Let him complete. Don't be impatient. I know you are in power. But don't be impatient. Yeah.
Yeah, Arnab, the government, the new government...
You have all been attacking me. I should be given a fair opportunity to respond.
Irrespective of the decision of the previous government, it supported it and appointed an army chief and put a closure on it. Mr. Jaitley said it. What I find inexplicable are the two things, both the affidavit, just prior to the confirmation of the appointment, indicting its own minister, and then the minister after the appointment. questioning the decision of the government in rather unseemly language. So therefore to say I did it because I was being attacked. Every minister is being attacked at any time.
The point is taken. KC wanted to come in. Maruf, after KC, please. No, one second. Tonight, one second. I think you're making a very determined attempt, which is quite interesting today, to dodge the entire issue by saying the government has been very brave and courageous and all that. You must understand one thing, Aman Sinha. I think, you are a trained lawyer. You should know that arguing on fact rather than emotion would be better. The NDA government's own affidavit says that Suhag was not in Dimapur at the time of the incident and was actually on leave. And that's why there was no lapse or blame on his part.
I'm sorry, again something wrong.
Sir, again...
Read the reply given by General Suhag to the show-cause notice. He admits he was in constant touch with the people.
Yes.
Please, it is not correct.
Now, I'll tell you. I'll correct you once again. I don't want to...
the reply filed by General Suhag on this.
Sir, because you are countering me, I'll correct you. No, 1 minute. This cannot go unrebutted.
Chief of Army Staff is appointed. We shouldn't go into these matters.
Absolutely. He's been appointed. But a departmental inquiry has... cleared him. There is no ban on him. He's going to be chief in some time. The bigger issue, R.K. Anand, that we want answered
is how... There's no departmental inquiry against him. They never hold an inquiry against him.
Sir, the affidavit says that VK Singh, the NDA government's affidavit says that VK Singh had directed administrative action against General Suhag, even though a court of inquiry proceedings found no lapse or blame on the latter's part.
The court of inquiry was not against Suhag. A brigadier cannot hold an inquiry against a lieutenant general.
Sir, I'll get Maruf back on this. I think again, you are on soft ground. Sir, you are on soft ground. Your argument is slipping. The affidavit repeatedly says that Suhag was on annual leave.
I am on a principle in the case of Ravi Dasane.
Sir,
you are asking about an inquiry. I am saying no inquiry was held against him.
No, the biggest principle is, and I want KC and Maruf, the biggest principle is tonight, can a minister insult? Can a minister be so big, KC Singh, tomorrow, or so proud, or so arrogant, or so self-convinced that he can go and tweet rubbish against a person who is going to head the Indian Army in a few days?
The minister should not speak the truth. That's what you are trying to say.
No, the minister has to have either an agreement or disagreement with the government. R.K. Anand, no minister can disagree with his own government and serve in the government. That is equal to challenging the Prime Minister of India. In other words, VK Singh is challenging Modi.
I am saying on the question
and getting away with it. What kind of discipline is this?
On an inquiry, if he says...
Sir, you're not understanding. The people watching tonight and they'll ask just one question. A mantri, short of insulting, short of abusing, does everything against a man who is going to be the Chief of Army Staff. I mean, you are undermining the forces. You are demoralizing the forces by doing something like that. That's the point. You can't quibble over. KC Singh, back to KC Singh on that. KC Singh.
It is for the first time in the history of the country,
Parliament session,
an officer has not done staff college being appointed.
Sir, the Armed Forces, anyway, I don't want to go into those details. The Armed Forces Tribunal has punished those who were meant to be punished, not punished those who were not meant to be punished. Again, the case is closed.
Not punished. Who told you that they have been punished? Who told you which tribunal has punished?
The case is
absolutely wrong.
VK Singh carries his own...
I know.
No, what's it? KC Singh, I want to go back to... The VK Singh is carrying his prejudice and getting away with it. He's contradicting his own government and getting away. That's the point. KC.
No, but VK Singh after the Parliament session today,
Aman, let KC come.
Excuse me, can the BJP, can the BJP spokesman please also listen to others?
Yes.
There's too much thunder and no rain.
I think you have all been attacking me. I should be given an opportunity to respond.
A lot of thunder. No, but you can't. We haven't contradicted you.
Please go ahead.
Let the others speak.
And BJP is preventing it.
Please go ahead.
Listen to the argument. Listen to the argument. Yeah.
Yes, I'm listening.
Arnab, because I have been following this from the beginning. Now you see the similarity between the attacks when General Bikram Singh's promotion came up and the attacks when General Suhag's promotion has come up. There was a charge against Bikram Singh of a false encounter. There was a charge his daughter-in-law is a Pakistani. There was a charge that he did something else. This is a similar character assassination which was attempted on Suhag. Why? Because General VK Singh and his supporters have very clearly hinted that they are not happy with the line of succession. Why? Because the beneficiary, if you upset the line of succession, is a relative of General VK Singh's. And that is, the name is well known. Now, time and again, General VK Singh has come in either directly, first to shoot Bikram Singh, now to go after Suhag. Therefore, this is irreconcilable. Either General Suhag is correctly the next army chief, in which case General VK Singh must quit, or the affidavit is wrong, and General Suhag cannot be made the army chief, and General VK Singh can live happily ever after. Now, you cannot, as Mr. Jaitley say, have your cake and eat it also. You can only have it one way.
It's dangerous to have in this country, Maruf. It's dangerous to have a person as a minister holding 3 portfolios who accuses the army chief of protecting criminals. I mean, if a minister does not have faith in the army chief, and that also holds sensitive portfolios such as Minister of State for External Affairs, then I think we are in a very strange situation. I don't think the BJP would have let the UPA get away with it if this kind of situation had emerged when the UPA was in power. And by the way, I'd like to remind Mr. Surjewala, neither Chidambaram or Pranab Mukherjee resigned at that point of time. So don't take a high moral ground on that. Maruf.
Arnab, you've asked me the question. I'll request if the panelists give me a minute. That's it. The first point is, General VK Singh, my experience has been, listens to everybody but follows his own counsel, often embarrassing himself, as we've seen in the age row. The second thing is, I don't think General VK Singh is going against his council of ministers by intent. He's just following his own agenda in the bargain.
So, but he cannot have, Maruf. This is a government. You can't have your own agenda. Then you'll have 44 agendas.
Yes,
I agree. No. Pawan and KC taking you on. 1 second, Maruf. I'll come back to you. Pawan and KC are taking you on this. Pawan Verma first.
No,
I'll come back to you, Maruf.
I think we are politicizing. No, Arnab. I think we are making political points out of a personal issue, and it is not just the BJP or the Congress. It is from the time of Nehru that political leaders have politicized the military brass. Please go into the history.
But what is VK Singh doing? Okay, counters, Maruf.
Picked up men who had
Maruf.
Mrs. Gandhi bypassed good generals.
But Maruf.
Make others chief.
No, Maruf.
Everybody, and even the last government, completely politicized the appointment of army chief.
But Maruf, that's why VK Singh should not do what he's doing.
Cow sitting out here. All political parties are equally culpable.
We're letting counters come in.
The pointed issue is that the army belongs to all of us. The army belongs to all of us. We respect the institution.
Counters, please. I have 3 minutes, Maruf. You must let the others come in now.
Keep the army out of this mess.
1 second. Then VK Singh should have kept the army out of the mess. VK Singh should not be tweeting against the person who's going to be army chief. VK Singh should go by facts and not by his personal prejudice.
I agree with you.
Counters coming in right now to your points. Counters to your points from KC and Pawan Verma. This debate is just heating up. But I have only 4 minutes to go. Pawan Verma first. Mr. Surjewala, I know I have to come to you. Yes, Pawan.
Arnab,
yeah.
You know, I don't disagree with Maruf's point. It's possible that Mr. General VK Singh is pursuing a personal agenda. But the line between the personal and that of public responsibility when you hold public office cannot be blurred. And if the pursuit of a personal agenda is going against your responsibility as a member of government, and that too contradicting a senior cabinet minister, then I think it is creating a problem for the government, including, of course, casting aspersion on a very pivotal figure like the Chief of Army Staff after his appointment. So I think it's not about just personal agenda.
It has never happened.
Responsibilities of office.
No, it has never. I think the government should today completely disown what VK Singh said, not say that this is right. It should also say what is wrong, KC Singh. The government should go and say VK Singh is wrong.
Not only that.
And go on record to say that.
No, then he can't stay in the Council of Ministers.
Well, let him not. The government does not.
Stay in the Council of Ministers then.
Well, if that is the case, so be it.
In his... Yeah.
If that is the case, so be it.
Or he has to take his remarks back.
No, what will be the big calamity if VK Singh has to resign? What's going to be the great calamity if he has to resign on a matter of principle? In fact, many people will actually say the government's done a damn good thing.
I want to bring in one point, and I think, despite my criticism of what General VK Singh is doing in this case, I think he brings immense value to the cabinet in various posts. So I don't think it should be a question of either or. I think he just needs to basically fall in line with the government.
Okay, Mr.
And keep
Surjewala.
out of this mess any
Countering
further.
you is Mr. Surjewala.
Arnab, there are two very short points. Firstly, General VK Singh is no longer an ex-army chief. He is a responsible minister in the government, as everybody, including you, have said. Can a minister of the government say that affidavit filed by his own defense minister and defense ministry is false, wrong, incorrect? Which one is the correct position the country wants to know? We respect and appreciate the stance taken by Mr. Arun Jaitley, as Mr. Verma has said. But I think what needs to be done is for Prime Minister to come out and say General VK Singh is wrong. We will not permit any minister of the government to meddle with appointments of Army Chief and a great and independent institution like Army, and take action against a minister who is flagrantly, openly and without any control abdicating the collective responsibility of the cabinet and is confronting his cabinet colleagues as also the entire government as if he is bigger than the entire government, and the process of appointment of Army Chief, that is the point here. So Prime Minister must come forward, take responsibility, reprimand and punish General VK Singh and remove him if
remember this government,
so that the majesty of the process and democratic institutions
this government, watch it. Subramaniam Swamy says this could be a clerical error and this is Congress mischief, etc. I mean, the government cannot wash its hands of what happened or pass the buck to the bureaucracy. Just a minute, I want to place one fact before our viewers. This affidavit is filed on which date? It's filed on June 4th, Maruf. Just one second I'll take. It's filed on June 4th, which is a full 9 days after the new cabinet is sworn in. It is the new administration of Narendra Modi that files this affidavit. Not nobody else. And it is also...
May I just add?
Yes, Casey. Yes, Casey.
No affidavit, having been secretary to the government, no affidavit before the Supreme Court would be filed without it going up to Defense Secretary, who would run it past the political leadership.
Right.
And if he hasn't, that is a different matter.
Right.
But you do not go to the Supreme Court. It may be in the name of the Under Secretary.
Absolutely.
But it would have gone up to the Defense Secretary, no less.
No. So on June 4th, Aman Sinha, one point. Aman Sinha wants to come in. No, 1 second. This is very serious. No, Aman Sinha wants to come in. I also say another thing happened on June 4th. 1 second. Another thing happened on June 4th. The name of Ranjit Sinha as Solicitor General was announced on June 4th along with several additional Solicitor Generals. So the government, Aman Sinha, had the advice and service of several legal minds before formally filing an affidavit before the highest court of the land. Now that affidavit is questioned by a person holding 3 portfolios. I mean, the least you should do is say that VK Singh is absolutely wrong, or for VK Singh to say that I said the wrong thing. Nobody admits a fault.
Or that affidavit needed more application of mind.
Precisely. Yes, Aman Sinha.
Mr. Verma will start responding on behalf of BJP.
I am very happy that this affidavit has been filed. It goes in my favor.
1 second. Yes, Mr. Sinha, do you have a defense left tonight?
Please let me clarify that to the best of my knowledge, this affidavit was never put before Raksha Mantri. And, it seems that there was no proper application.
A sworn affidavit before the Supreme Court of India. What kind of argument is that?
No, this was not put before Raksha Mantri. Neither was it put before our law officers. And therefore Raksha Mantri has ordered an inquiry and called for an
clearance of the defense minister.
You see, there was a...
that is something totally new.
No. The issue is not whether Mr. Jaitley saw it or didn't see it. No, 1 second. The issue.
Mr. Verma is also now contradicting the defense minister and the stance taken by him in the parliament today.
The question tonight.
It seems to be a change of mind.
See, you see, everything, the whole matter rests on one thing.
What you are saying, I think there is no change of mind.
Maruf, we are wrapping up.
Maruf, let me clarify. Sir, I don't know why people are getting confused.
Just one quick point.
I'll tell you why. 1 second. I'll tell you, Aman Sinha, why. Because I don't believe that there can be a situation in this country. No, because if this is a... No, 1 second.
What is the ambiguity?
I'll tell you the ambiguity if you care to listen, Mr. Sinha. You must listen, Mr. Sinha.
How can anyone
Mr. Sinha, one of...
when the appointment is final?
No, 1 second. Mr. Sinha, I'll tell you, I know you are in power. And, one of the great responsibilities of being in power is that you must listen more. So I'll just tell you one thing. The basic issue is this. You can't
No, I'm
tweet.
being
No,
criticized
no,
so
no.
much, I
Again,
should
you
be
are now
given a
not
fair
listening. It's a
opportunity to
bad trait.
respond.
People are watching you. You see, Mr. Sinha, you can't.
Go ahead,
you can't
Arnab.
tweet. You can't tweet.
Arnab.
You can't tweet dissidents against your own government at night, and run away from cameras in the morning. It cannot be allowed. And you cannot get special treatment on that. Yes,
Arnab,
Maruf,
it's libelous. It is not only dissident, it's libelous.
It's libelous.
Libelous dissidents.
Yeah, Maruf.
No, the government, you see...
Maruf,
was the
Maruf is closing the debate
that is
tonight.
quickly, as I made
old
earlier.
personal service issue
Sir,
when General
please
VK
hear me
Singh
out.
was not even a part
Sir,
of the BJP.
Maruf closing the debate now.
Mr.
If he is being
Surjewala,
attacked and he is responding to
Mr.
it,
Surjewala,
it is only
please hear
personal
others
response.
also.
The government does
Please
not
hear
own
others,
it up
Mr.
in any
Surjewala.
manner at
That's
all.
Mr.
Mr.
Sinha.
Surjewala.
Let it
May
go.
I add?
No, Mr. Maruf has the last word, please. I'm
Okay,
closing
Mr.
after that.
Sinha, Mr. Sinha, Mr.
Just-
Sinha, Arnab,
just one
quick
last
point,
point, Arnab.
just a quick
Arnab,
point.
last
As I
point.
said earlier, as I said earlier, and I think Mr. Sinha has confirmed what I've said, that I think there is a disconnect between the minister and the bureaucracy that have sent the affidavit. If it's an oversight, the government has to look into that. And I think it's a personal issue that General VK Singh is taking forward to embarrass himself and the government.
No.
And I think
No,
he
Maruf.
needs a bit talking to.
Maruf, there's a
and
very-
finally, I think General Dalbir
Maruf,
Suhag
that is
No, no,
meets
no, no.
meets the criteria as per the seniority
I have
principle.
just one
So let's
thing.
go ahead with it.
I have just one thing to ask
And he
to
has
the
no
viewers
right
tonight.
even
I have
for
just
a minute to
one
stay
line
in
for
the
food for
cabinet.
thought. Mr. Sujat, just one line for food for thought. 1 week back, Mr. Modi met 77 secretaries and says, bureaucracy must be empowered. I have just one question tonight. If a bureaucrat had gone against his own government and tweeted against his own government and embarrassed his own government and not even said sorry for it, I want to know which bureaucrat in India would have got away with it. And if no bureaucrat would have got away with it, how come our mantri gets away with it? That's the only question we have tonight for the government. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.
This is Times Now, Super Prime Time.